Hello, this is Bethany Barberg, and I am here on behalf of Blue Devil Productions and Stout Media with Mason Jennings.
Hello.
We have a show tonight in the Great Hall, and we are just a few hours away from opening. And I'd like to start off by asking, do you have any traditional or out-of-the-ordinary habits before a show or touring?
No, not so much. I mean, I like to try to go see the place I'm touring as much as I can, like go out and see the city a little bit, and then we usually meditate before the show and try to get some Thai food sometimes, you know, if we can. Get some veggies.
Very cool. Exploring the town, have you had a chance to check out Menominee at all yet?
It's on a lake.
It is.
I had no idea. Like, I thought, I didn't know that. And I used to play here at the Acoustic Cafe a lot, and I was just remembering that, like, I hadn't thought of that in a while, and we used to play, like, set up right in the window there, and with the whole band, like, all on one little riser, and just the people would be crowded around. It was so fun, you know.
And a good turnout?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was right, like, when I first started doing music, and we'd come over here, and this is one of the, you know, like, first places that people actually started coming out to see the show, so.
Very cool. We've had a great response since we started advertising your show, so
Cool.
people around here are big fans.
Awesome. Thanks.
Speaking of fans, who are you a fan of in the Minnesota music scene? Who are you digging these days?
I like Jeremy Messersmith a lot, and let's see, who else do I like? Haley Bonner. You know, the Bad Plus are sort of from there. I love those guys too. You know, I think there's so much cool stuff happening. It's always just, I'm not there that much these days, so it's hard to know like what's really current, you know, or what's really just coming out. But yeah, Haley's great, and I think Jeremy's voice is fantastic.
He is very good. So being from Minnesota, what are some of your favorite Minnesota or Wisconsin activities or destinations?
Well, I love the North Woods, you know, like in the summers I love going up there, and let's see, like the Boundary Waters, and you know, I live outside of Minneapolis, so I just really like the woods up there, you know, like the owls and we see foxes all the time where I live, and I just think it's really beautiful. I really like the colors here. You know, I grew up in Pittsburgh, and it was just a different kind of place. And coming up to this area, it's just something that really feels like home to me. You know, I love it.
Very cool. So recently, you had a release of an album in the Ever, and have signed with Jack Johnson's record label, Brushfire Records.
Yeah.
What has been happening there? What's different? How do you feel about all of that?
It's pretty fun. I was on Epic Records for the record before, and that was fun with my friend Isaac from Modest Mouse. It was his imprint, and it was really it was a cool experience to be working with such a huge label that I've been a fan of Epic since I was little, you know. So that was fun, but it's just sort of like in the state of today's music industry, it just felt a little too big, and people just kept getting fired. Like a lot of the people that I worked with on that at Epic just got fired before my record even came out. Like six of the people I worked with, and I was like, this is exactly what people said was happening, but it was just interesting to see it firsthand. And so Jack had always been calling me saying, you know, if you're ever interested in coming to my label, we'd be happy to have you. And I thought this would be a good record to do that, partly because of how I recorded it. Like, I recorded it in a little house in the woods, and just kept it really stripped down, and it has a real, like, you know, folky quality to it that I thought would fit good with the Brushfire Records. So it's been really fun. You know, we've toured the world. Like, he took me out on the road last summer, and we did, you know, Europe together and a bunch of the United States, and it was really fun to be able to play shows in those countries, first of all, but also, like, he's playing such huge crowds now that it was 1,000 people, and that's just, even just to be on stage and hear that many people is just it's an amazing experience.
And I bet they're all singing along with your songs.
Yeah, they were singing. Like, we were in Paris, and they all were singing my songs. It was amazing. You know, I'm like, wow, I can't believe this is actually happening. And
very cool. And I bet you made new friends, Matt Costa, G-Love,
yeah,
all of those guys.
Those guys are so funny. Both of those guys are just so much amazing energy. They're just such happy guys, you know, like G-Love's like a cartoon character, and Matt Costa too, where it's like, Matt's so much younger than me. He's like, you know, I think he's probably like 22 or something, and he's like, just so excited to be doing it. You know, he's got such a new, excited quality to him that it's just fun to be around.
Very cool. I have a couple questions left.
Okay.
If you were not a musician, what could you see yourself doing?
Like an assassin. like a really good one.
No,
just
good.
kidding. I'd
Okay.
be like, I'd probably be a. No, I'm just like I'm just trying to think of like what that would be like. I have to be very, very thoughtful. Probably a teacher. You know, I really like English literature. You know, so maybe an author or a teacher of some sort. And I really, for some reason, I dropped out of high school, but I go and speak sometimes at high schools, and I really like that. Like, who knew why? Maybe because I go in there and say like, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here, and then and right away like it gets more mellow in there, and they I don't know, I like talking to that age kid, probably because when I was that age, it was a time in my life where a lot of things were kind of falling apart in my life, and that was an exciting, it's just an exciting time, you know, you can figure out what you want to do, and the world starts to open up, so I'll probably be doing that.
Very cool.
College is good too.
It is.
Yeah.
And we're glad that you're here at our college tonight.
I think it's amazing that people go to college and don't just go totally crazy. I think that's like, there's just, everything's there. You have a bazillion friends, you're finally out of your house, and like, I just go, man, I would, you know, I just think it'd be like debauchery. So it's good on you guys for not, you know, or good luck.
All right. Future plans. How about a new album?
Yeah, I'm working on a
Still
new
early.
one. Yeah, like I have a batch of new songs. I've got about 20 new songs, and you know, hopefully maybe try to start recording something new in the spring, like so May or June. And I've been writing a lot of rock songs, which is totally, I mean, a lot of my shows are rock based, but the records haven't been so much. So playing a lot more electric guitar, and maybe that'll leak into the new songs or to the new recordings more. And but you never know. Like, I like try to write as many songs as I can, and then just sit with them and listen to them in my van when I'm driving around, and then just like pick the ones that kind of resonate for the longest, and those are the ones that go onto the record.
Very cool. One final question. This is a trend that's been sweeping the music industry, and I would like to ask you, how do you feel about beards?
Oh man, I love beards. I come from Hawaii. Everybody has beards out there, you know. I think that, but it was funny. I played in Lubbock 3 days ago, and there's 4 bands on the bill, and every single guy had a beard, and it was funny. I was like, no way, my people. But then there's the whole question of like, where do you cut it?
True.
I'm not that into like the close cut beards. I like the free natural beards, the beards that, you know.
Organic.
Organic beards. Yeah, I do. I like those. But you can't really blame the guys that cut them too short, because they can't see. They don't know. They think it looks normal, and then they like step to the side, and they don't know. They think it's not like that.
Well, thank you so much. We'll give you some time to chill and meditate before the show.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
And good luck tonight.
Thank you.